Hi, welcome back to Reading with Money. I'm Money, and today I'm doing my June TBR by playing my friends-inspired TBR game. The board is very simple, in case you're new here. Basically, every icon represents a different genre, except the little lightning things. They represent a card with like a prompt. On that topic, if you can think of any prompts that I can relate to a friend quote, do let me know, because I'm always looking for more prompt ideas. Before we get into this month's TBR, let me tell you about May, because it did not go as planned. I had 6 books on my TBR. It was pretty doable, but I only ended up reading 4 books this month, and one of them wasn't even on the TBR. Yeah, I was beta reading, because Jackie from Jackie Reads and Writes, I'll leave her channel link down below. She has written a novel, and she was looking for beta readers on her channel, and I applied, and I read the book. It was a fantastic experience. I can't wait to see how the whole thing, like the whole process goes on from here. I think it's super interesting, like the whole publishing thing. Anyway, only 3 books count for the TBR technically, but it doesn't matter because I don't do rewards or punishments. The game is just to kind of narrow my choices, because sometimes I do have a hard time choosing what I want to read, and also it's fun, so yes, it's just for fun. I am also participating in a readathon. I haven't participated in a readathon for real like in a few months, because I did Aurelium, but I'm still missing a book, which I'm hoping I will get to this month actually, but I wasn't like actively participating. I didn't do any quests or anything. And then before that, I tried participating in Mel's Roll of Reads readathon, but like from a book fiend named Mel. But yeah, March was the month where I read 1 book and a half, so that didn't really work out. So I am participating, I think, like tentatively. Like I hope I can read some books for this readathon, because it sounds amazing. But it's the Wonders, what is it called? It's the Ancient Wonders readathon. It is hosted by Lizzie from Lizzie's Literary Life. I really love her channel. She's super funny. If you haven't seen her tipsy wrap-ups, you should go definitely watch those. It's a team-based readathon, which I don't think I've done. You're supposed to like gain points for your team, which is what worries me, because I don't know how much I'll be actually reading, because you know my reading hasn't gone as well this year, but you know, we'll try. I think it will be motivating enough. So yes, I will talk more about that at the end of the video once I have my TBR set up, but yeah, just to let you know, that's coming up at the end of the video. I think without any further ado, let's just go to the game. Okay, time to play the game. So let's shuffle the cards. Oops. Okay, I think that's enough. And I'll put the counter where I last left off, because I do remember this time it was here. All right, time for roll number 1. 3. 1, 2, 3. An eagle flew in. What is my cat doing? Okay, so roll 1, the eagle, is fantasy, and for that I am choosing Stardust by Neil Gaiman. Now, I know this cover is hideous. I don't like movie tie-in things usually, but in Uruguay sometimes you can't pick and choose what covers you get. I'm pretty sure I saw this at the local bookstore and I was like, oh, all right, yeah, I'm gonna get it. But yes, I do not like this cover. But anyway, I've owned this for like 10 years probably. I still haven't read it, and it's not good. I'm pretty sure I lent this to someone, because it is red, like you can see the cracked spine, but I didn't read it. Like, I'm not even sure what it is about at this point. I haven't seen the movie either. I love Neil Gaiman. He's one of my favorite authors. So yeah, I know I'm gonna love this, and it is quite short, which will be good for what's coming later, so yes, that is the first book on the TBR. Very excited. Roll number 2. 1. That is, I found the picture. Okay, roll number 2. The script is historical fiction, because it's based on the movie that Joey does with Gary Oldman, World War I, whatever. So for that, I am picking a book that my best friend has been asking me to read for like a month, and I keep saying I'm gonna start it, and I don't start it because, you know, life. And that is The Terror by who knows what his name is. What is his name? Where's my Kindle? I'll put the picture up here. I'm thinking it's something Simmons, but I cannot be sure. This is historical fiction, of course, and it's based on some sort of Arctic expedition. And from what my friend has told me, it is very insane what these people went through. I will never understand humans. Like, why would you do that? Why? Anyway, it's a huge book. It's like 700 pages, I think. So yes, that's why the short books will come in handy as well. So yes, I don't know what to expect apart from being horrified by ice and cold and scurvy, probably. Who knows? Don't. Okay. Roll number 3. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. Oh my god! Okay, that's cool. I like this. Okay, roll number 3, I got another of my favorite cards, and that is Oh My God, you know, classic Janice. And that's the book I'm most excited about. I don't know why I keep doing this. I don't know if this actually works. Anyway, it's the book I'm most excited about. Now, I had a book on my TBR last month. It was Tiapolo Blue by James Cahill, and it hasn't arrived yet. I am freaking out. I ordered it like more than a month ago at this point, and I want the book to arrive. I'm scared it got lost somewhere and I will have to ask for a refund and not get the book, which is what I want. Anyway, I am hoping it will arrive like this week, hopefully, or the next, so I can finally read it. But that is the book I'm most excited about. I've been wanting to read it for so long, so I am putting that book again. I am sorry. It's dark academia set in the 90s about a professor, art professor, I'm guessing, because Tiapolo was a painter, and I have no idea about anything else. Like, I know it's queer. I do know it's queer. So yes, that's what I want to read. I've been wanting to read it for so long. I can't get my hands on it. Anyway, hopefully it will arrive. If not, I'll just have to cave and actually buy a Kindle version. But I want to have the physical one because I know I will love it. Pray to the mailing gods. I don't know. Moving on. Okay, roll number 4. 2. Oh no, I keep doing this. That's buy a book. I am going to ignore this probably. Okay, so rule number 4. Technically it's a starting point, and my rule was that if I actually landed on the starting point again, then I got to buy a book. But I can't do that. I just bought a couple of books last month, and I know I will buy a book probably in the month because I do that. But I am trying not to, so I am not going to set myself up for it, if you know what I mean. So what I have decided that at least for this month, that I actually landed on this. It means that I either have to read a book that I already physically own, especially one if it's like one I bought in my New York trip, because I need the motivation to read those before I lose interest in them. I have a couple left only, but still. Or I could read an arc. And I do have a few arcs that are coming up like soon, and I do want to get my ratio up, so I am going to be picking one of those. Actually, I have already started an arc. It's called Cicadas Sing of Summer Grapes? Is that it? Hold on. Yeah, I was right. Cicadas Sing of Summer Grapes, and it's by Quinn Connor. I have started it today, but I'm pretty sure I will finish it in June because, yeah, who knows? But it does, I mean, I should finish it before because it gets published in a couple of days, but yeah, I'll probably be late with my review, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, I think I'm putting that on the TBR. Oh, I forgot to mention, I decided on the arc rule like after I finish playing the game, so there will be like an extra roll for that, because I usually roll 6 times, but I have more than 6 books on my TBR, so you'll see. And now we can go to roll number 5. Okay, roll number 5. 3. 1, 2, 3. Lonely gray couch. Okay, so the couch is contemporary. And for that, I am putting, once again, Christodora on the TBR. I am actually reading it this month. Like, I have to read this. It's one of my it's my friend's, one of her favorite books. I can't sentence today, apparently. I have to read this. It's by Tim Murphy. It's about the AIDS epidemic in New York, but then it also goes, like, obviously in the 80s, but then it jumps to the present time, I think. So yes, I have to read this, and it's based around the lives of the people who live in this building, which is called Christodora, and it's in New York. And yeah, I've talked about this so many times now. I have to read it so I can talk about it with my friend. So yes, it's gonna happen this month. I have to do it. Also, I'm pretty sure it's queer, and I think that Tim Murphy himself is queer, so good for Pride Month. So I have to do it. Well, number 6, but I still have to do 2 more. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This book was light years ahead of its time. Okay, next is sci-fi. The cyborg Jane Eyre there is sci-fi. And for that, I know I'm going to regret this, and this won't get finished in the month, but I am putting To Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolini on the TBR. It is 1,200 pages, possibly? No, it's just under 900, but it feels much longer. It feels like it's 1,200 pages. I don't know. Ooh, there's an interesting map there. What is it? Ooh, did I read Bowie? Okay, and I think I'm gonna love. Oh yes, I found the map. I think I'm gonna love this book. But yes, it is huge. It's huge. That doesn't normally intimidate me, but I do want to read a lot this month. So, and I'm participating in a points-based readathon, so this is probably not the best idea, but I just want to read it. I bought it a couple of months ago, I think. I actually found this in a bookstore in Uruguay. Like, what? And it wasn't that expensive. It has maps, so it will count for the last book I have left for my Aurelium Academy April semester thing. So anyway, I'm reading this. I think the only thing I know about this book is that it's like a first contact story with aliens. Yes, it's about this astronaut and finding aliens, I'm pretty sure. Okay, and the last roll, unless I repeat fantasy, historical fiction, contemporary, or sci-fi. So we'll see. 2. 1, 2. Of course. Another lonely grey couch. Okay, roll 7 is another contemporary, which means that I will have to do another roll. But anyway, now another contemporary. For that, I picked Nocturnes by Kazuo Ishiguro. Now, Kazuo Ishiguro is another of my favorite writers. I have loved every single thing I have read by him, and I only have like a couple more from his backlist to read, which is very exciting. Now, again, I bought this last year and I still haven't got around to it, and again, it's pretty short, so I think I will be able to read this quite quickly. This is a collection of short stories, and they all revolve around music, I think. It says, explores the ideas of love, music, and the passing of time, which is all the things I love, and Kazuo Ishiguro always does like beautiful things. And yes, I am very excited to read another Ishiguro. Also, I love these covers. I only have like a couple of his books in these covers, and it's very tempting to me to go out and buy all of his books in these editions, but I have to control myself, and I probably will not, but yes. Anyway, let's go to the last roll. Okay, one more roll. We'll see what happens. Oh boy. 2. Okay, that's safe. That's another card. Let's see. And my sister. It's a family member picks. Yeah, probably my sister. Now, for the last roll, I got a card that I've gotten pretty often, and that is my sister picks. Again, I don't know if you can see that. So I asked my sister, and she didn't really know what she wanted me to read, but there are a couple of books that she has read and that I would like to read, so we can discuss them. And yeah, so she mentioned In Cold Blood by Truman Capote. I'll have to borrow it from her, but here's a cover. I don't know which edition she has, but it doesn't matter. So this is a classic. I'm not actually sure what part of the story it tells, but I'm pretty sure it's about like multiple murderers. I don't know how many they are or whatever, how many people they kill, but it's about like the investigation and the trial, I think. Not entirely sure, but I don't really want to know. I will go in blind if that's what I pick. I also mentioned Verity to her because she did read it a couple of months ago and she was very unsure about what to rate it and everything. I'm talking about Verity by Colleen Hoover, by the way, to put the picture up here again. And I've been intrigued by this book. I hate motorbikes. I don't think I'm interested in reading another romance by Colleen Hoover, but this one is... I'm not really interested in reading another Colleen Hoover romance after reading It Ends With Us, but this book, Verity, sounds very intriguing. I think it's about this writer who gets hired to finish someone else's manuscript. And so she goes to live in the house and she discovers secrets and things, but also she forms a relationship with the husband of the writer. I don't know. And it has been very polarizing from what I can tell in the reviews and like things. So I am intrigued. So I will pick one of those. I can't really tell you which one right now because I haven't decided, and we'll see how the month goes also. Anyway, that is the TBR. Let me just pull up here the physical books that I am reading. I am actually reading what my sister picked physically as well because she owns those, but I will have to borrow them from her later. So that is the stack plus the Terror, which is huge. And what else did I say I was gonna read? Oh, an arc. I said I was gonna read an arc. And my sister's book. I'm missing something. What am I missing? Oh, and Diablo Blue. I wanna have that book. So it's this plus 4 other books. We'll see how it goes. Last year I read like 9 books in June, so who knows? I might do that again. Probably not, but anyway. Now let's talk about the readathon. So the readathon, like I said, is point-based. You can join teams, and based on what I have the most on my TBR, I am going to join Ruby's team, which is Rhodes? Yes, which is Rhodes. And you can read certain genres for each of the teams and you get points for that. You don't have to read from that genre exclusively, but yes, I have a lot of literary fiction, and that's the Rhodes team's genre. So yes, for each of these books I read, there's like 4 at least that would count for literary fiction. So I'm excited about that. So those are sure points, let's say. So I'm joining Ruby's team. Her channel is Ruby Red. I'll link it down below as well, like with everything. And then there are other ways to get points. There's civics prompts. You can actually match 3 prompts for each book, up to 3 prompts for each book. So I will probably do this as I go, but like you have one with read a book with LGBTQ plus rep, which Christodora would count, and Diablo Blue, for example. I'll just probably go through the prompts as I read and see what matches, basically. Then you have military prompts, and those are from like, I'll put a big picture so you can actually see what I'm talking about, because you will not be able to see. This is just for me. So the bingo board, it's only 1 book per prompt. Like you can't repeat prompts for the bingo. And it has other things like poetry collection, which I am not reading, but set in summer, air element, set in a small town, book with a map. I have one of those. This is also team based, so you kind of like work through the bingo with your team. So I will have to join, I think it's going to be on Discord, which this old person doesn't use. So, I mean, I know how to use it. I'm just not on any Discords. So I will have to get in on that to see what prompts are missing and what I can cross off. as I go. And then the one that is super interesting to me are the science prompts. And again, you should probably go watch Lizzie's video where she explains everything. It's a great readathon explanation video. It's amazing. It's so chaotic. But anyway, the science prompts, you have to kind of follow a flowchart that you can read, but you can only read them in order. But you can also match two adjoining prompts for one book. So I am going to be reading an ebook because I don't do audiobooks, so this was already, all this part of the flowchart was crossed off for me. I am going to be reading an ebook. I'm going to be reading an ARC, and that is a new release, obviously, so that counts. And then I could go for new to you author or read from before. But I think I'm going to go for read from before because there is a prompt that is under 250 pages. And I have two of those. I have Stardust and I have Nocturnes to read for that prompt. Like both would count because they are authors I have read from before. And these are under 250 pages each. So whichever one I actually end up reading, hopefully I'll read both, but you know, you never know. I will be counting for that. So all very exciting, and I think that's it. I think I have talked about everything. I think. Again, I will link all the people I have mentioned in today's video in the description below. I always leave more information about the books, like the Goodreads link, in case you're interested in that as well, because sometimes I don't do a good job of explaining what things are, or I just don't know and I don't want to know, so you can always go check down there. So yeah, that's it for me. Let me know what you're reading in June, or if you have read any of these books, which ones I should prioritize, because again, that's a big list I have. And yeah, are you participating in any readathons? I'm always interested to know. I know that there's a few going on in June, but yes, I can only do one, and I can barely do one, I would say. Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, and subscribe if you want to, and if you haven't already. I am trying to get into the swing of things, so yes. I don't know when you can expect my videos, but I'm usually nowadays posting like on Monday or Tuesday, so I don't know. I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Happy reading!